I mean, I can definitely see how the Edge Plus will work for people. This isn't me saying, yeah, it's a rubbish shoe, Asics have done a rubbish job. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new to the channel today, welcome to the channel. My name is Sam, aka Running Man Sam, the weight training runner. On this channel I document my training, some workouts, some shoe reviews, all that kind of stuff. This is basically a channel from the perspective of a bigger guy, a heavier guy, a guy that weighs 90 kilograms, and how my training goes and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully you can find some value in this content. Also love shoes on this channel. I've always loved shoes, running shoes. All of these running shoes I buy myself. I'm not fortunate enough to get any of these sent to me, so you know that everything I talk about on this channel is always my own opinion. This is the Asics Metaspeed Sky Plus. I don't have the Edge Plus anymore, which might give you a little hint what's coming up on this video as to whether or not I enjoyed that shoe. So what we're going to do for the purpose of this video is we're going to imagine and pretend that this is the Metaspeed Sky Metaspeed Plus, is the Metaspeed Edge Plus, because basically it looks exactly the same. And the differences between the Sky Plus and the Edge Plus. So basically, long story short, the Edge Plus, which we're talking about today, even though that this is a Sky Plus, the Edge Plus has got an 8mm drop, heel to toe drop here. Asics are saying there's two different types of runners. There's a stride runner and a cadence runner. So in layman's terms, basically a stride runner is someone that puts more sort of force into their stride, and as they get faster, their stride length, so the length of their stride increases. Whereas the cadence runner, obviously their stride length is still going to increase too, but the cadence runner, they say that they take quicker steps, you know, more steps to travel that distance faster. That's the only way to get faster, either by stepping quicker or by taking bigger steps. So Asics obviously said that's two different ways, and therefore I've designed two different shoes to hopefully accommodate for those two different types. And difference as well is the shape of the plate. So the plate in the Edge is a little bit more sort of like this kind of thing, and the plate in the Sky, and this one is actually sort of kind of like that, so it's more flat. But we're not going to do a comparison today. I will do a comparison in another video. Today we're just going to talk about the Edge itself. Catch my first run here. This is actually of the Edge Plus. We're going to take out the Metaspeed Edge Plus for another run. I went for a run in this yesterday and did a really tough 400 meter and 200 meter session. The 400 meters were at like 1:08, 1 minute and 8 seconds, with only a minute and a half rest, straight after a 1500 meter PB race the day before in 4 minutes and 27 seconds. I didn't take this with me yesterday because I just wanted to get the session done. It's not the sort of session where you want to be holding a GoPro when you're running that fast. So today I'm going to get some footage for a run in these shoes, and then put together some more thoughts about the shoes for you, and what I think of it and all that kind of good stuff. I got my phone, got my watch, this.
But no energy.
No, I haven't got that. It's whole. Goodbye. So we are done. A sweaty 5 miles, 8:15 minute mile pace in 41:23. Second run in the Asics Metaspeed Edge Plus, and I think my thoughts are still the same as the first run in them. We'll go into a bit more detail in a second, as always,
but I just feel like they kind of work against my gait a little bit. I can see how the shoes would be great for people with that really quick leg turnover and maybe a little bit lighter than me.
Again, we're just going to imagine this is the Edge Plus today because they look very, very similar and everything almost looks exactly the same apart from this here. So we're just going to quickly talk about the shoe, some positives first of all. So some positives for me on the Edge Plus compared to the Sky Plus or compared to the Sky or the Edge, the first version, is I think they've done a little bit of a better job in the heel area here. It just feels a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more padded around here. And the tongue just feels a little bit more comfortable as well. Another positive is the laces aren't quite as long, although I will say that I actually preferred the original laces in the Sky or the original Edge. Sometimes these rib laces work, sometimes they don't, and I actually found that made them come undone a little bit easier with these rib laces here. Important information here as well is the sizing, at least in the UK. So I'm normally a size 11 in running shoes, UK size 11. And I went 10.5 in this shoe and it fits lovely. Certain people sometimes say to me, how did you go down half a size? I had to go up. All I can say is for me, I'm normally a size 11 UK. Like in Nike, I'm an 11. And in most other shoes, I'm an 11. I went 10.5. Take that however you want to take that. So I would say this runs a little bit long. Some more of the positives of this shoe as well. The upper is just really, really breathable. Very similar to the first version. The tongue's quite floppy, but once it sort of is tied in, you don't feel any pressure on the laces and it doesn't hurt or anything like that. Some of the negatives, just aesthetically on the shoe, as we said with the laces, and the other one is the insole. It's not that bad, but it is a little bit coarse. I'm kind of getting a little bit annoyed with racing shoes these days. They're trying to just make these insoles, you know, less and less and less. For me, I'd rather a couple more grams and it'd be more comfortable. I really, really would. Let me know in the comments below. Are you a weight freak with running shoes? Do you want your shoes just to weigh less and less and less? Or, like me, would you rather sacrifice a couple of grams just for a more comfortable insole, like the insole in something like the On Cloud Monster or the Reebok Float Ride? It doesn't, I just don't feel like it needs to be this coarse. It has caused blisters for me in the past on the Sky, the original Sky, which is exactly the same insole. After a 10-mile run, I had horrendous blisters. And I know that's from the insole because now on my Sky, I put a new insole in it from the Reebok Float Ride 3 and do all my speeds, most of my speed and interval sessions in that shoe. And I never get any blisters anymore. So I know it was the insole that caused that. Before people go, how do you know it was the insole, not just a shoe? I don't get any more blisters with that now. Just found like it didn't really work for me. You know, I am a stride runner, we've worked out. So you would say, well, you knew it wasn't going to work because you was a stride runner. I wanted to test that theory. You know, I'm not one of these people that goes, oh, Asics have told me that I'm a stride runner, so therefore I need the stride shoe. I do believe that the shoes are completely different, and I did know that going into it, but I wanted to find that out for myself. Tried the Sky, the original Sky, so I wanted to try the Edge Plus rather than just trying the Edge, as there was a new version out. We always say that when I was going really, really fast in some of my interval sessions in the Edge Plus, like really fast, sort of 4.5 minute mile pace, quite good, it did feel quite good, but anything other than that, it just sort of felt like it wasn't working with me, more that it was working against me. I do land sort of here with hardly any of this touching the floor most of the time when I run. And I don't know exactly what it was. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but it just felt like I was fighting against the shoe all the time in the Edge Plus. It just didn't really work along with my gait cycle, and therefore that's why I sent it back and got the Sky Plus instead for testing, which I said we will talk about this in a separate video. And then maybe if you let me know in the comments below which videos you'd like the most, but I can do like a Sky Plus versus Edge Plus. I can do, you know, Sky versus Sky Plus, Sky, you know, all these stupid names that are exactly the same, but I can bring any of them videos to the channel for you. If you are watching this video today, it's not always about shoes and shoe reviews, but, you know, like I said, if this is a running channel or a sort of weightlifting running channel, inspirational channel, kind of whatever you want to call it, that tries to encompass all the sorts of things that, you know, a weightlifting runner cares about or I care about. So hopefully if you know, sort of find something on this channel you enjoy, whether it's the shoe reviews or the workouts or the fact that I'm a bigger guy and into running and, you know, you're looking for a bit of inspiration as well, then make sure you do hit that like and the subscribe, you know, help this channel get out there a little bit more, help it grow, help me to help you, all that kind of good stuff. I mean, I can definitely see how the Edge Plus will work for people. This isn't me saying, yeah, it's a rubbish shoe, Asics have done a rubbish job. So, you know, I can see that. I can see how if you sort of maybe do land a little bit more here and as you're transitioning through, I can see it working. Perhaps if you're a little bit lighter than me, maybe I can see it working. And again, if you're one of them people maybe that takes really, really quick steps, a cadence type runner, maybe 180, 90, 200 steps a minute, again, maybe that'll work for you. I don't really know because I'm not that person. I just found like it didn't work for me with how I run, my gait cycle, my foot strike, all those sort of combination of things. It didn't really work for me. And that's all I can say, really. You've still got quite a lot of rubber coverage here. There is something that I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about it today. I'm going to talk about it in the Asics Metaspeed Sky review, because it didn't happen on the Edge Plus. It happened on the Sky Plus, so I can't say that. I mean, I know they look almost identical underneath, but we will talk about that in the Sky Plus video. And that's it. That's pretty much all I can say about this shoe, other than the fact that I think it looks absolutely awesome. Again, if you have enjoyed this video today, please, a little bit of engagement down below really helps the channel out way more than you know. So if you like me, if you like the channel, anything like that, leave a comment, whatever you want. Like, subscribe, share with your mates, share with your goldfish, share with whoever you want. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to talk about on this shoe. We will come back for the Sky Plus. And that's about it. As always, this has been a super duper shoe review. I've been Running Man Sam, and I'll see you guys in a bit.